There are three major motion to suppress topics I want to discuss with you in this video today. They deal with search warrants, they deal with warrantless searches, and they deal with automobile searches. And we're going to go over the nuances of each of these topics in more detail in later videos. With a search warrant, what that is a detective applies to the judge to say, hey, look, there's probable cause to search a particular person, a particular place like a home or an apartment, or even a vehicle itself. And what the judge looks for is that there's going to be contraband, something illegal to be found at the place to be searched when it is searched. So here are some of the requirements. The affiant, which will be the detective, must put into the warrant sufficient evidence to establish probable cause that a crime occurred and that evidence of that crime would be found in the particular location. Second, they must put into the application the specific areas they want to search. They can't just say, I want to search Andre's house. They have to name the very specific house, and with the apartment, a very specific apartment number, and where they intend to search. They also have to say what they intend to look for, because that would authorize where you're entitled to search. For example, if you are there to look for, I don't know, a bazooka, well, then you're not necessarily going to need to go into my wife's purse to find that, and so you would be outside the scope of permissible areas to search. So you have to have probable cause, a specific location, specific contents that you're looking for, and you must be limited into where those particular contents can be found. Now, there are some other nuances. If you can show that the person is likely armed and dangerous, you can apply for what's called a no-knock warrant, which allows you to force your way in and allows you to go and execute a warrant at night and on weekends and holidays. The only other issue you have to be concerned about with the warrant is whether or not it's stale, meaning in Louisiana, a warrant is only good for 10 days, and then there's a presumption that the items that you're looking for will no longer be found there. So how do you attack a warrant? Well, you try to show that the assumptions made by the officer were wrong, that he knew they were wrong or reasonably knew they should have been wrong, and you ask to suppress the evidence. Or you say that the judge made a mistake. Like, even if you accept everything that is true in this warrant, there's not probable cause to believe that you could find something in this location at this time. Now, warrantless searches, these are situations where the police do a search, they do not have a warrant. In general, it's because the police have provided themselves with probable cause based on what they can see or smell or what they hear. You know, for example, if a police officer is patrolling, he hears someone screaming, "Jimmy, don't shoot me," coming from inside of an apartment, well, maybe he can kick down the door to check on that. That's called an exigent circumstance, and that's an exception that we'll get into in a later video. But in most instances, what you see is that an officer is doing some other type of routine investigation. It could be a traffic stop, pull somebody over for speeding, they go to the driver compartment, look in, and they see drugs in plain view. Or they're interviewing witnesses on some type of disturbance, and just for officer safety, maybe do a pat down, and they see drugs or guns, okay? The next thing is the actual automobile search. We talked about that previously with the warrantless searches. If a police officer pulls you over, observes other type of criminal conduct, then he can go and maybe search and seize. Additionally, if the officer is going to arrest you for something, they are able to do a search to find evidence of that particular crime, and then, as we'll get into some later videos, they'll have to do an inventory of your car if they're going to have it towed, and often that is where you find additional narcotics. We're going to go over the exceptions on those and some other videos. If you have any questions, you can email me at Andre@Manasseh and Gill. I'll put that in the show notes here, and look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.